We are live. We are live. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Flugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, subscribe to our channel, ring the notification bell, smash the like button if you like our content, share the video with your family and friends if you want to support this college football rebel outpost with a donation. Just hit that $sign where you make a comment and I'll get to super chat as quick as I possibly can. Welcome everybody into the studio that sits on the corner, the very corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to become a legend with your comments and with your phone calls. The Egg Bowl, the watch party, the Mississippi State Bulldogs versus the Ole Miss Rebels. I think it's going to be a fun game. There has been some breaking news earlier this morning that a couple of Mississippi State fans broke in to the locker room and stole the starting quarterback Chambliss's jersey. Now they have a lot of extra jerseys. So the quarterback, the great quarterback of Ole Miss, is gonna have his regular jersey on, the regular number. But a jersey has been stolen. 3:00 in the morning. A couple of Mississippi State fans. They did have the cameras on them, so I think they're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. But so that is how the Egg Bowl is starting off, 3:00 in the morning. Of course, we have other couple of big pieces of drama floating around this football game. Number one, the Ole Miss Rebels are number 7 in the country. If they win this football game, they're going to be seeded number 7 or number 6, maybe even number 5. Probably not. But this game is going to go, if they win the game and how they win the game. So in other words, Ole Miss, they're probably going to keep the foot on the gas pedal, even if they have a comfortable lead. But if Ole Miss loses this football game, then what happens? Chaos. Playoff chaos. And that is exactly what I want to have happen. No disrespect to Ole Miss. No disrespect to the Buckeyes, to the Hoosiers, to the Georgia Bulldogs, to anybody in the top 12, in the top 14, in the top 16. I want playoff chaos. So, unlike most of the watch parties that we do here, unlike most of them, I am going to have a rooting interest. I am going to be rooting for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. I'm just going to let you all know. You can root for Ole Miss. You can do whatever you want. Most of the watch party games that I do, I'm rooting for a good game. We have a lot of fun. You guys root for whoever you root for. Other than my Golden Gopher games, I really do not have a rooting interest because I consider all your teams equally evil, except for Wisconsin. They're a little special. And Iowa. Special evil, I should say. So there is a lot of drama around this Egg Bowl game, right? If they win and how they win, are they 7th seed, 6th seed? And if they lose, there is a good chance that Ole Miss is going to miss the playoffs. And of course, another large piece of all this is what is Lane Kiffin, what is he going to do? There has been a report this morning from a Florida Gator beat writer, Gator Online, who reported that Florida is starting to look elsewhere. They do not believe Lane Kiffin is going to be their new head coach. He has reported that the communication has been, I'm not using the right word here, but a little sketchy, a little flaky. They don't think they're really in the running anymore. You know, it's interesting because I have been following a couple of Ole Miss podcasters. And one of them I really, really enjoy. And I'm going to keep listening to that podcast next year. It's called Ole Miss Spirit, something like that. The Ole Miss Lockdown, they do a pretty good job too. But anyways, over the last 24 hours, let me back up. About 72 hours ago, 96 hours ago, the Ole Miss podcasters were convinced that Lane Kiffin was not coming back to Ole Miss. And that's what I believe. And I'll give you my reason again on that. But in the last 24 hours, the last 48 hours, these Ole Miss podcasters, they're like, now we're hearing that he is coming. He's going to stay. He is going to stay at Ole Miss. We don't know for sure, but now there is something in the water that is telling us that Lane Kiffin is going to stay at Ole Miss. But when they said, and the couple of podcasters that I've been listening to have been saying the same thing, and they're not connected, these podcasters. But what is interesting is both of them also said that they believe Florida is in the running and LSU is no longer. Well, according to the Florida beat writer, and a lot of people are reposting it, Florida is now out. So here's my take on it. And I have no inside information. None whatsoever on this particular story. If Lane Kiffin stays at Ole Miss, cool. If this is what is best for Lane Kiffin, best for his family, if he finally comes to that decision, I got no problem with it. Of course I don't. But my point is, this is the most inefficient way, the most dangerous way, the most put harm in front of your team's way of staying at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin is, if he ends up staying at Ole Miss, and I've got no problem with it, why would I? I'm just a fat guy from Minnesota. Doing it this way was not it was the worst way of doing it. Now, I get it. Maybe he's truly undecided. Maybe he's having a difficult time. I get all that. Look, he's going to make $13 million this way, $13.5 million that way a season. He's going to make a lot of money. He's going to be okay. But, when you have a tough decision to make, I get it. But to go this long and then stay at Ole Miss, basically all that you have done is you have endangered this team at Ole Miss. You have. I don't know what's going to happen today. We're going to be doing a watch party, man. We're going to watch this. We're going to watch this play out. But all you have done is put distraction in front of your team. I'm not buying this. Oh, this is not a distraction. Of course it is. Now, maybe Ole Miss is going to overcome it. And maybe tonight there's going to be a big celebration that Lane Kiffin says, I'm staying in Ole Miss. We're going to win the playoffs. We're going to win this whole thing. But it would have been better served if he would have done that last week or the week before. It would have been better served if he could have made the decision earlier. Because you are not helping your ball club today. You're not. You're only hurting it. You're putting danger in front of your team. So if you were going to make the decision to stay at Ole Miss, you should have made it earlier. If you were going to make the decision to go to LSU, all right, this sort of plays out like this is the timing that you would choose. So that is why I don't think Lane Kiffin is going to come back to Ole Miss. Because it is illogical. At this point, it is completely illogical. Not to say that logic has a lot to do with any of this. That's my take on it. This is the most, I don't know how to say it, other than the most inefficient way of doing it. The most dangerous way of doing it. That's my take on it. I want to hear you guys' take on it. Hopefully you all had a great Thanksgiving. You're still celebrating with your family over the weekend. And I'm glad you're all with us here on this Egg Bowl, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Let's get into it. Don Scruggs is in the house. My prof is here. The Buckeye, Greg the Buckeye, is in the house. Holy smokes. Today's the day where Rambling Wreck will send those dogs home. I don't think so. Yes. Eli Drinkwitz staying at Missouri. Charlie Lee staying at Vanderbilt. A lot of these guys that were on the hot list for a lot of these openings are staying with their team. So now who is Penn State going to get? Bob Chesney? Could be. Now who is Florida going to get? And of course LSU, which I think they're going to get Lane Kiffin. But we're going to find out together. Humble Bumble Duck is in the house. Studzilla is here. B Bean is in the house. I believe he's a Gator. Florida beat writer threw out a ruse. I don't know. Tough Tony, will your twin brother be stopping by with any Gophers propaganda? Probably not. Greg, favorite Thanksgiving side, Thanksgiving dessert? Well, the Thanksgiving side is very easy, and I've explained that before. It is the cranberry. Because I put a little bit of cranberry on every portion, everything that's on my plate. And I've given the reasons why before. Next year, Thanksgiving, I'll give the reasons why again. It's called food science. Food science. Cranberry is the most important part of your Thanksgiving dinner. To balance off everything else that you're eating on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving dessert, it would be the apple pie. Pecan pie is second. Pumpkin pie is dead last. You can put anything in front of pumpkin pie. Number 1, apple pie. Number 2, pecan pie. I hope Humble Bumble Duck. I hope Kiffin stays at Ole Miss and puts down some roots for a bit and quits job hopping. Break the trend. There is Keith Carter walking the football field. Let me know in the chat if there's any leaks. Keep your head on a swivel. Let me know. If he stays, he shows he's exhausted all options and choices. But he has put his team in danger. That's my point. If he stays at this point, yes, I'm watching Iowa and Nebraska at the same time. I'm going to be about 10, 11, 12 seconds behind you all. Daniel Montcastle, Expansion Crush is in the house. Thanks for coming on in, sir. Appreciate it. Stark Vegas Dogs. Given by definition is illogical. My daughter says cranberry is like Jell-O and she doesn't want Jell-O next to her food. She'll grow up, Almighty. She will grow up. Her palate will get more mature. Greg, that is how my father always ate his Thanksgiving food. He knew something we did not. Yeah, and again, I'll say it again. Next year, Thanksgiving, when you fill up your plate of Thanksgiving food, put it how you traditionally put it, and eat the food how you traditionally eat it. But then put a little small plate next to your big plate, put a little potato, put a little bit of turkey, a little bit of ham, a little bit of dressing, a little bit of corn, whatever you put on your big plate, put it on your little plate. And then take the cranberry and just drop a little bit of cranberry in every part of that food that you have on your plate. Go take a bite of your big plate. Go take a bite of your small plate. Let me know what you enjoy better. About a decade ago, I was watching a Thanksgiving special, these professional cooks, and one professional famous cook said, he was asked, how does he eat his Thanksgiving? And he took his spoon and the cranberry, went boop, 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 and put it all over his plate and had every other people try it that way. It's because turkey and potato and stuffing and everything else you put in corn satisfies one part of your taste buds, one part of what your body craves. The cranberry is the only traditional Thanksgiving food that satisfies the other part of your palate, the other part of what your body craves. So that is why, that's what the chef said. This is why the cranberry has become so popular in Thanksgiving for reasons that people do not understand. It's food science. Anyways, that is my end of my Thanksgiving lecture for this year. I will bring it up again next year. Expansion Crush. I'm leaving Texarkana, headed towards Dallas. Should be in New Mexico in 9 hours. This show is going to help a lot. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening to us while you drive to your new home in New Mexico. Jamarcus Shepard, offensive coordinator of it just slipped. Purdue, an ex offensive coordinator of the Purdue Boilermakers. I know he's had other jobs, but I remember him at Purdue. Jamarcus Shepard is now the brand new head coach of Oregon State. Congrats to the Beavers. Congratulations to the Beavers. Alabama. He was Purdue as well. Thank you, Almighty. You let her know. You let your dog. B Beans says cherry pie. Not a bad pick, sir. Not a bad pick. Mr. Monkey says, watch Kansas versus Utah, not Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. Well, we are doing the Bulldogs and the Rebels because this game could create more chaos in the playoff standings. Utah and Kansas. Right now, Utah is on the outside looking in. But the Utah Utes, the BYU Cougars, the Miami Hurricanes. They are all rooting for the Mississippi State Bulldogs today, along with yours truly. Stuffing is number one. Tough Tony. If you're eating cranberry sauce that looks like Jell-O, you're doing it wrong. Greg, the next coach, since no Kiffin, I would look at the Washington Huskies head coach. Washington Huskies head coach. And then Summerall, right? John Summerall. One of those two guys. It could be Summerall if LSU lands Lane Kiffin. Jed Fish or John Summerall. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. Ole Miss is in no matter what. Ooh, I don't think so, Mr. Monkey says. I don't think so. I don't think so. If Ole Miss loses this game and then loses their head coach, I don't know. Here we go. Ole Miss starts it off, first down and 10 at the 25-yard line. We've got shotgun formation. We got another couple running backs in the backfield. A flat pass, got a couple yards. Went out of bounds early on that, I believe. Couple of yards. You know what? I did not have... Hold on. I was not organized once again. We got a 2nd and 8. Fast-paced Ole Miss offense under Lane Kiffin. And there is the great running back, Mr. Lacey. Not much. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Ole Miss Rebels. Kewan Lacey for 3 yards. 3rd and 5. More like 3rd and 6. Shotgun. Chambliss. We got a bunch left. He's looking left. He goes to the center of the field. He's open. If he would have kept his footing, he could have been gone all the way down to the 36-yard line. First down, Ole Miss. He could, Mr. Wallace, that could have been a touchdown if he would have kept his footing. Good first down run, about 5 yards to Mr. Kewan Lacey, who has been a brilliant running back this year for the Ole Miss. This is what Ole Miss was missing last year. They did not have this running game. They did not have this physical running game. Trying to bounce it out, and he did. First down. He's gone! Touchdown! Ole Miss!
Touchdown! Touchdown! Touchdown!
Wow. They came out firing. Holy smokes. What a run. He bounced it out, got to the outside. Ole Miss goes up a quick 6-0 lead. Humble Bumble Duck. Greg, how are you watching this game? I'm on YouTube TV. I'm about 20, 30 seconds ahead of you, I think. Curious how you've seen it. I'm seeing it on Comcast. Cable. But I'm also delayed because when you see me, it's not in real time. So we're all, and it doesn't matter what watch party you watch. You watch any watch party on any YouTube channel, and people have all different times. Some people try to sync up with the host. Some people don't. I don't really care what y'all. You put down your comments in real time as you see it. You don't have to wait for me. But that's always going to be the case. In the Iowa-Nebraska game, I'm going to be even further behind you all. Oh, Kamario Taylor is starting for Mississippi State. Not Shaping. Okay. Yeah, it's so, it could be a lot. It could be where I'm located as well. So much for distraction. Well, the game ain't over yet, B-Bean. The game is not over yet. But yeah, that's a very good start for Ole Miss. No question. No question. Medea Flugar is in the house, the moderator, the one who rules with an iron fist. Iowa and Nebraska are 0-0. Iowa receiver just dropped a beautiful pass, and Iowa's going to have to punt it back to Nebraska. Ole Miss, quick 7-0 lead. And here is a Wisconsin Badger fan. I want to show you this video here. A Wisconsin Badger football fan, an evil Badger, has tattooed his left arm, symbolizing every Wisconsin football national championship. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Take a look at that. Tattooed his arm with every national championship that the Badgers have won over the last 125 years. Look at that. Wow, what a fan. What a fan. That is my yearly shot at the Wisconsin Badgers. 7-0. 3-0 Utah. 3-0 Utah over Kansas. Thank you, Mr. Monkey says. AMAC is in the house. Thanks for coming on in, AMAC. Okay, Mississippi State, you're down a quick 7-0. You're down a quick 7-0. Humble Bumble Duck. Wow, Greg, I have that tattoo as well. Well, you may actually have to put a tattoo on your arm this year, sir, or somewhere else on your body. Kamario Taylor. Now, this guy can run it. This guy can run it. You can do a little bit of everything. Let's go. You're starting at the 3-yard line. Mississippi State down 7-0. They start at the 3-yard line. So far, everything has gone wrong for the Cowbells. Shotgun. You need a first down here. You need a first down, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Greg the Cooler has a rooting interest. And of course, the team that he's rooting for is getting pummeled early. Once again. Once again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, Don Scruggs. Georgia Tech, 3:30 Eastern time today. There! Oh, keep on your feet, young man. First down. Slant pass. If he would have kept his footing, Thompson would have been gone. Running it right. Got a few yards on that. Let's go. Let's go. 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. Let's go, Bulldogs. Come on now. Come on now. No pre-snap penalties. No pre-snap penalties. Quarterback takes it, keeps it. 1st down, Bulldogs. The dream is alive. The dream is alive. 1st down and 10. They started at their 3-yard line. Back to pass. All the time in the world. Completion. He's going. He's going. Down to the 33, 34-yard line. All the time in the world for the young man, Taylor. Beautiful pass right over the referee's head. The Bulldogs are driving. Good running play, a few yards. I was incorrect. That was 1st down at the 39-yard line, not the 34 or 33-yard line. My bad. 39-yard line. And now that run was for a couple yards. 2nd down and 8. 2nd down and 7. 2nd down and 8. Good tackle by Ole Miss. Good tackle. 3rd down. Not much there on a running play. 3rd and long. 3rd and long. This would be a long field goal attempt if no yards a gain on this 3rd and 7. I think we might be at 4-down territory here. Man in motion. Shotgun Taylor. Again, plenty of time. He's getting way too much time. 1st down. Down to the 25-yard line. All right. Ole Miss is going to have to change something up here. Taylor has all the time in the world back there. The young man is very comfortable. Ole Miss is not making him uncomfortable. 1st down, Mississippi State. 1st down and 10. They're driving. They're driving. Brennan Thompson. 78.9 yards receiving per game. One of their top receivers. Shotgun, man in motion. They hand it off a couple of yards. About 1.5 yards. 1.5 yards. We've got a 2nd and 8.5 yards. Bill G sent 5 gifted memberships. Hockin, Illinois. Les Austin. Laura Wellborn. Sam, 8911. And Antoine the Sun Devil Johnson. You've all been gifted a membership by the incredible generosity of Bill G. Once again, it's going to be a quarterback keep. Beautiful blocking. Touchdown! Mississippi State! 97-yard drive. And it was easy. It was easy. Wow. Mississippi State Bulldogs. The offensive line had their way with Ole Miss on that drive. No pressure at all. Nothing going on. No penetration. Bill G, thank you so much for your generosity. All of you mentioned, please say thank you to Bill G for his incredible generosity. All of you are knighted. Cloak and dagger. Cloak and dagger. Thank you, Bill G. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, Ole Miss is going to have to make some adjustments on that because it was not competitive. It was not competitive. They got pushed around. Taylor had all the time in the world. And then when he swung it out and ran that play, there was nobody. Everybody was getting blocked. It is good. It is good. 7-7. All right. The kid is carving up this defense. The O-line carved up that defense as well. I mean, look at that. Holy smokes. You got guys falling all over the place. All right, 7-7. 7-7. I think Nebraska might have scored here. I think Nebraska took a 7-0 lead. Or maybe not. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Nebraska has taken a 7-0 lead over the Iowa Hawkeyes. Let's take a look at the other scores across the country. Especially that Kansas game. What is going on here? What is going on? Kansas, first down and 10 at the Utah's 13-yard line. Utah is up 3-0 over Kansas. The game is being played in Lawrence. Kansas has already ran the ball for 82 yards. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. And the Kansas Jayhawks have already ran the ball for 82 yards on 10 carries. Wayshawn Opaka, the running back for Utah, 56 yards on just 4 carries. But again, Utah is having trouble stopping the run. Kansas State ran all over them, and now Kansas is running all over them. Emmett Johnson, 5 carries for 95 yards for Nebraska, including a 70-yard run. Nebraska's up on Iowa, 7-0. Third and 11 for Kansas at the Utah 14-yard line. Thank you, Bill G. I appreciate you starting us off today. Thank you so much for your generosity. I very much appreciate it. Is Jonathan Smith getting fired tomorrow? I'm going to say no, but it would not surprise me. But I'm going to say no. I think he gets a 3rd year. I would give him a 3rd year. Seven to 7. Mississippi State kicking it off. Out of the end zone. Okay. Can Ole Miss respond? Their offense. Oh, there is Smith, the great safety in Mississippi State. He's been injured lately, and it looks like he's out on the field. Isaac Smith. He's out there for Mississippi State. Their best defensive player. He has been out, number 2, but he's playing today. Number 2, Isaac Smith. Great pass by Chambliss. That's a first down. First down, Ole Miss. About a 15-yard gain. UCLA still looking for their new head coach. John Teal says UCLA would love Jonathan Smith. I don't think they would at this point. Good hard running play. Got about 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Kansas missed the field goal after the penalty. Utah stays on top 3-0. 2nd and 7. the Egg Bowl, the rival, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Ole Miss has it at their 40-yard line, shotgun. Play action, flat pass, first down, way too easy. First down, Ole Miss. Wallace is having a day for Ole Miss here in the middle of the first quarter. They cannot contain him. Running play goes for about a yard. 2nd and 9. The Bulldogs are doing a pretty good job against the run here in the first quarter. But Chambliss is having quite a first quarter, and so did Taylor, the quarterback from Mississippi State. Both quarterbacks seem to be on fire early this game. Shotgun, Chambliss, and they're going to run it again. Lacey gets absolutely hammered. Not from maybe a couple yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and about 7, 3rd and about 6. Mississippi State, man, they're gambling on the run. They're sending everybody. 3rd and 7. Can Mississippi State secondary make a play here? They have not been close to making a play. The ball's at the 42-yard line of Mississippi State. Shotgun. Chambliss back to pass. He steps up. He's going to run for it. Easy first down. Easy first down. Chambliss, completion, and we got a flag. We've got a flag on the field. Tony Gregg is Washington coach going to Florida. If Lane Kiffin goes to LSU, I think it would be either Jed Fish or John Summerall, but I'm not going to lock it in on Fish. I think it'd be very difficult to pass up John Summerall. Very difficult. I think it would be very difficult for Florida to pass on John Summerall if he's still available, which he probably would be if Lane Kiffin goes to LSU. That Tulane team, I mean, they had Darren Mensah. John Summerall did a great job recruiting and getting and figuring out the talent of Darren Mensah. And then he goes in the portal. Touchdown! Ole Miss! Beautiful pass. Holy smokes.
Touchdown! Touchdown!
Harrison Wallace.
Touchdown!
Unstoppable. Unstoppable. Holy smokes. Then John Summerall takes advantage of the situation at BYU and brings in Jake Rasloff. Okay? This is Jake Rasloff's best season in college football. This is the least amount of mistakes that Jake Rasloff has made. Jake Rasloff leads the team in rushing yards. Last year, Tulane had the great running back who led them in. And then Tulane has a legit defense. So John Summerall does a little bit with everything at Tulane. Wow. Man, Ole Miss's offense looks... Lane Kiffin has got that offense rolling. I don't think Kalen DeBoer is going to Penn State. I'm going to go ahead and think it's going to be, I think it's going to be Bob Chesney. We shall see. No defense early in this football game. Iowa did kick a field goal. 7-3 Nebraska. Again, here is the report. The report out of Florida that everybody is reposting on X. Beat writer Florida sources. Florida does not expect to land Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin and is closing in on other targets. In recent days, sources said Kiffin's erratic communication and behavior has led Florida to think he may be more interested in his other options. I don't really think Penn State is going for DeBoer. I don't think Kalen DeBoer is available. I may end up being wrong on that, but B. Bean is not impressed with John Summerall. Woo. All right. Okay, you saw what he did at Troy, correct? You saw what he's doing at Tulane. I don't know how much more impressive you can be. G5, there are G5 coaches that are unsuccessful and then many that are successful. That's where a lot of these guys get their start. Let's see if there's any more reporting going on here. It is 2nd and 10 for Nebraska. They're up 7-3. Ole Miss is up 14-7 on their rivals, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. The defenses of both teams have not shown up. Now, can Mississippi State respond? The one time they had the football, they went 97 yards, touchdown drive, and it looked really easy. Can they do it again? Second time getting the ball here in the first quarter, late in the first quarter. Taylor, shotgun. No, not an empty backfield. He's going to take off and run it. Got a yard. He lost his footing. Morris will be successful. Go Pokes. Eric Morris. He's going to be coaching North Texas tomorrow. If they win, they are in the American Championship game. Another running play. It's going to be about a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Empty backfield. Expect the quarterback to keep it here. Expect Taylor to keep it. He's going to keep it. He dances out wide. First down. First down, Mississippi State. Navy did have a fantastic season. Yes, they did. First down and 10. Taylor back to pass. Incomplete. He was open. Thompson was open. Taylor missed him. Threw it behind him. Well, you had to get it over the linebacker's head. So, not the easiest throw. But that could have been a big gainer. I tell you what, man, Ole Miss's defense. There we go. Now it's going to be third and long. Third and long. That was a big missed opportunity. That wide receiver was wide open. Nobody was on him. The safety was far in back of him. 3rd and 8. We got bunch formation right, and he's going there. And I don't know. It looks like the wide receiver went long, and the quarterback thought he was going to be doing a curl out. Some form of miscommunication on that. Mississippi State's going to have to punt it back to Ole Miss. Down 14-7. Stormy Cyclone, hope you're having a good day. Ole Miss is going to start it off at the 22-yard line. Up 14-7. Iowa has the ball back, down 7-3. First down and 10 at their 48-yard line. A bad punt by Nebraska's punter. Gronowski back to pass. Dumps it to their tight end. First down, Iowa. Here comes the Hawkeyes. How is Mama Flugar? She's doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. She's hanging in there. She turns 93 this February. Back to pass, Chambliss. Incomplete. And there's a flag. It might be on the Bulldog secondary. Pass interference on the Bulldogs. Buckeye Greg. It's the rivalries like the game and the Egg Bowl and the clean old-fashioned hate and the battle for the axe is what makes college football special. Absolutely. Absolutely. Second and 7, Iowa. Gronowski back to pass. Wide open receiver. Touchdown, Iowa. Chambliss. Rolling out. Beautiful pass. Man, is he having a game. Ole Miss might not be stopped all afternoon. First down at the Mississippi State's 39-yard line. Trinidad Chambliss. My goodness. Holy smokes. 7 for 7. 118 yards. 1 touchdown in the first quarter. Trinidad Chambliss is having a monster of a game. Keywan Lacey's 8 carries for 51 yards. You steal Chambliss's uniform, and this is what he's going to do to you. This is what he's going to do with you. Breaking news. Pete Thamel, ESPN. Sources. Tulane coach John Sumrall is expected to make a decision on his coaching future on Sunday morning. He's expected to choose between staying at Tulane, and his outside opportunities have included significant interest from Florida and Auburn. Florida, Auburn, Tulane. 4th and goal. Chambliss gets first down, and he almost broke it for a touchdown. No, that was Lacey. I'm sorry. That was Lacey out of the Wildcat. 4th and short. My bad. That was Lacey out of the Wildcat. First down, Ole Miss. It doesn't look like they're going to be stopped. It doesn't look like they're going to be stopped. That offense is on fuego. They're on fire. Not much for Chambliss on that one. It's going to be 2nd and long. Treese Armstead, I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Baby, I want to lose control, and I just can't hide it. Oh, no. 14-7 Ole Miss. And they look absolutely brilliant on offense so far this game. If Nebraska did not have Emmett Johnson, where would they be this year? Woo! He's had one hell of a season. I don't think they would be 0-12, but I don't think they would be going bowling. That's for sure. Solar Wind is in the house. Tomorrow, the Buckeyes snap the team up north's 4-game winning streak. Buckeye Greg, he puts it in the chat room. We are going to be doing a watch party. The game, Michigan and Ohio State tomorrow. So come join us. Come join us. We're going to be doing the watch party. Michigan versus Ohio State. Emmett Johnson bounces it out. Look at that run. What a season. What a running back. Emmett Johnson. Freedom is in the house. Thanks for coming on in, Freedom. Looking for some good play-by-play. Have I arrived? 14-7 Ole Miss. The offense has been absolutely brilliant. Trinidad Chambliss has been absolutely brilliant. He played the perfect first quarter. Nebraska's got a 3rd and 7. Latif dumps it off. Emmett Johnson, first down. Just give the ball to Emmett Johnson. You're going to be fine, Nebraska. Incomplete. Trinidad just threw an incomplete pass. First one of the day. Wow. Third and 8. Trinidad is 7 of 8, 118. Shotgun. We've got trips bunched right. 3 receivers all bunched together. Now one goes out wide, and we might have a pre-snap penalty on Ole Miss. A lot of pre-snap movement led to a pre-snap penalty, and now it's going to be 3rd and 13. 3rd and 13. Don Scruggs, the tree is decorated. The honey-do list crushed. What did I miss? PATC. Wow. You're making the rest of us guys look bad, Don Scruggs. A brilliant performance by Trinidad Chambliss in the first quarter. That is what you have missed. Ole Miss is now going to set up for the field goal. It's going to be about a 37-yard field goal attempt. Lacey ran it to about the 20-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and long. Setting up at the left hash mark. A little bit inside the left hash mark. Cardinero is 21 of 23 on the year. The snap, the hold, the kick, and the kick goes wide left. Wide left. Ole Miss leads 14-7. Not a good kick. Not a good kick. All right, here we go. Can the Bulldogs now? Can they get another drive going here? Mississippi State did score on a 97-yard drive the first time they had the football. Mississippi made the adjustments, but now Mississippi State's going to get the ball for the 3rd time. Taylor at quarterback, he's having a good game. He's getting rushed. He gets flushed out. He's going to keep it. A brilliant run for 2 yards. An absolute brilliant run for 2 yards. Ole Miss is finally getting pressure. Wow! There he goes! 40, 45, 50, 45, 40! Taylor! Man, did he come out of there. Holy smokes, Mississippi State's quarterback. Wow! He just accelerated. All the way down to the 39-yard line of Ole Miss on that run. Back to pass. Oh, picked off on a tip. That ball might have been tipped twice. Ole Miss got a break there. Ole Miss got a break. Wow. They're going to have to review it, but man, my goodness. Taylor back to pass. Oh, great defensive play. It was tipped twice. The ball was tipped twice. One by the defensive end. The next by the Mississippi State running back. I think he got it. I think that's picked off. Wow. What a play by Ole Miss's defense end. He battled two blockers on that to tip that pass. Great play by the defensive end of Ole Miss. I don't know who it was. I apologize. We've got an empty backfield shotgun. Chambliss rolling left, going long, and he missed him. Not a good throw. Second and long. Second and long. There we go. There we go. Jose. We got a 3rd and 10. Chambliss threw it high. It's 3rd and 10. And Jose has so far the comment in the chat room of the day. We're going to read it here in a moment. 3rd and 10. Back to pass. Way too much time. He's going long. And another bad throw. Suddenly Chambliss had 3 bad throws in a row. He had a brilliant first quarter. The second quarter has gone all pear-shaped for Chambliss. Jose, fight on, says in the chat room, just woke up from a turkey coma with dollops of cranberry on all the sides. I always knew that somewhere deep inside Jose, there was a dash of brilliance in him. It's hard to see at times. It's hard to see from a USC Trojan. But deep down, there is something there. Some little dash of brilliance, and we just saw it in the chat room. Thank you, Jose. What are we calling here on that punt? Illegal formation. It's not going to give... it's still going to be Mississippi State's ball here. All right, we're headed to commercial on the Ole Miss-Mississippi State game. Utah 10, Kansas 7. 10-7 Utah. Midway through the second quarter. Iowa and Nebraska are all tied up at 10-10. But Nebraska may be looking to score here. Nitwit is in the house. What is going on with the Penn State coaching search? It's not going to be Eli Drinkwitz. It's not going to be Charlie Lee. Could it be Bob Chesney? Could it become Bob Chesney? Yeah, thank you, Christopher Huda, for coming on in. We went through the Pete Dahmer reporting. We talked about Tulane's head coach, Auburn of Florida. Thank you for keeping your head on a swivel. We did cover that earlier. I think it would be very difficult for Florida to pass up on John Summerall. Rock and Rant, UCLA wants Chesney. They're hoping that Penn State goes elsewhere. And they could. You got to figure, though, all these decisions, or most of them in this wave, is going to be decided by the end of the weekend. And then you're going to have the second wave, the backfields, right? The backfields. If Bob Chesney leaves, the backfield on James Madison. Backfield on Tulane if John Summerall leaves. Nitwit, still think it's someone we have not talked about. The mystery candidate. Third and 7 for Nebraska. 11-yard line. Latif back to pass. Incomplete. Looks like Nebraska's going to set up for a field goal to try to take a 13-10 lead. Again, I'm about 15 seconds behind you on the Nebraska-Iowa game. Mississippi State running it a couple yards. Second down and 8. 14-7. The first quarter, it was all the quarterbacks. Chambliss and Taylor. The second quarter, the quarterbacks have not been on fire. There goes Taylor, man. He first down, Mississippi State. There is a flag. Lane Kiffin is out on the field complaining. We've got a hold on the Bulldogs. Holding on the Bulldogs. Nitwit thinks it's Josh Heupel. It's not going to be Brian Kelly. Not going to be Brian Kelly. My prediction was Brian Kelly to Maryland, but that's not happening either. Mike Loxley's coming back to Maryland next year. Mississippi State's got the ball at their 6-yard line. 2nd and 16. Taylor back to pass. Incomplete. It's going to be third. It's a flag on the field. Flag. Offsides on Mississippi State. Offsides on Mississippi State. Ole Miss is going to decline it. They lined up offsides. It's going to be third in a country mile. Mississippi State's going to have to punt it away. It was about a 10-yard completion, 9-yard completion. Fourth down, the Bulldogs are going to have to punt it. And I don't think the quarterback knows that it's fourth down out there. He looked a little confused. Ole Miss is going to have to get the ball back in very good field position. 14-7. Iowa. First down and 10, a couple of yards. The Iowa Hawkeyes are down 13-10 to the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And of course, the Utah game, Utah 10, Kansas 7. 5:49 to go in the second quarter. Utah's got the ball at their own 18-yard line. 10-7 Utes. 13-10 Nebraska. 14-7 Ole Miss. Gronowski goes deep, complete, down at the Cornhuskers 48-yard line. First down, Hawkeyes. Chambliss. Lacey gets tripped up. About a yard gain, second and long. Now, Chambliss came out starting this game on fire. But the last couple of times that Ole Miss has had the football, he has been way off. So I don't know what's going on with Chambliss. We'll see what happens here. It's going to be third and long. Chambliss is going to have to make a completion here. He started off hot. He could not do anything wrong. Third and long. At their own 40-yard line. Back to pass. Incomplete. He just can't complete a pass now. The young man cannot complete a pass. He started off so hot, and now he's just throwing wide and high. Excuse me. Ole Miss is going to have to punt it back. Mississippi State will start the ball at their own 13-yard line, down 14-7. The last three times that Ole Miss has had the ball, no points. Gronowski back to pass. He's going to run it. What a block downfield. Oh, Iowa is going to have the ball at the 14-yard line of Nebraska. My goodness, what a downfield block by Iowa. It's going to be about 2nd and 4 for Iowa. They're driving. They're in the red zone. They're starting to knock over the Cornhusker defensive men. Nebraska has had a very tough time against the run this year. Gronowski, shotgun, empty backfield, 8-yard line. Fullback in motion. Gronowski's going to keep it. Gets about a half a yard short of the first down. It's going to be about 3rd and a half a yard for the Iowa Hawkeyes inside the 5-yard line of Nebraska. I expect Iowa to go for it a couple of times here if they don't get it on 3rd down. They'll go for it on 4th down. It's 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. The Hawkeyes, the great offensive line of the Hawkeyes, is starting to push the Cornhuskers defensive line, as we all expected. Gronowski got that first down on a quarterback sneak It's going to be 1st and goal for Iowa at Nebraska's 4-yard line. Nitwit, Iowa's quarterback is the craftiest quarterback runner I've ever seen. You know who's even craftier and who's got more speed and a little bit more power and is a little bit more healthy? Is Bear Bachmeier of BYU. That guy's a crafty runner. And he's a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. He's younger, healthier. I think he's healthier. Incomplete, 2nd and goal for Iowa. So the Ivy League is now letting their schools play. Yep, in the FCS playoffs. They made that decision last year. Yeah, Gronowski and Bear Bachmeier. This Taylor guy at Mississippi State, man, he's got a jetpack when he runs. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that run. Holy smokes. That kid is tough, man. I like this Taylor dude. I like this quarterback. I like him. Yep, I like Kamario Taylor, man. This kid can play. This kid can play. Touchdown, Iowa. Touchdown, Iowa. They're up on Nebraska 17-13. Kamario Taylor, a freshman from Macon, Mississippi. Not Macon, Georgia. Macon, Mississippi. I am a believer in Kamario Taylor. The one thing that you can pick up on Kamario Taylor, though, is when he goes back to pass, he doesn't do a much of looking the other way. He doesn't try to get the safety to pull left or pull right. He locks down on a receiver. And then he looks at the other receiver. But he's really good, man. Freshman quarterback, Kamario Taylor. We got a 3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 3. We got an empty backfield. When it's been empty, the quarterback's been taken off. And he is taken off. And he did not make it. Mississippi State ran that play one too many times. And now they're going to have to punt the ball back to Ole Miss. Ole Miss athletic director is on the sideline. Oh! The punter had a hard time catching that football. The punt returner. But he's got it. 10-yard line. First down for Ole Miss at their 10. Charisse Armistead, in my opinion, I think Lane Kiffin should stay at Ole Miss until after the season because you don't know if Ole Miss will make the playoffs or not. Well, again, I'll put it this way. If Lane Kiffin does not tell the athletic director that he is staying at Ole Miss after this game, Ole Miss cannot let him be the coach in the playoffs. This is not the Tulane situation. This is not the North Texas situation. This is a Southeastern Conference Ole Miss LSU situation. If your coach cannot tell you that he's coming back next year, you've got to go with somebody else in the playoffs. And Lane Kiffin owes it to Ole Miss to tell him that he's leaving. You cannot afford Lane Kiffin to end up recruiting and thinking about LSU football in the month of January, and you have him as your coach in the playoffs for Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin has got to come to a decision this Saturday or tonight. Lane will prioritize himself over the Rebels. Coos Corner, I know it's a day late, but happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to Coos, Justin Walker. Absolutely, and all the Mountaineers. Rodney Richborg, it is well known down in the bayou that he wants to finish the season. There's no way that Ole Miss can let him finish the season. Hopefully the fan bases in the Southeastern Conference can understand that. You can't let him be the coach of all. Ole Miss cannot allow that. They cannot allow that. There's no way. There is no way they can allow that. Nitwit, thank you so much for the incredible generosity. We've got a super chat here. Holy smokes. Nitwit, Greg, much thanks for all that you do. Penn State finds a great coach. Praying that Penn State finds a great coach. Thank you for your incredible generosity, Nitwit. Thank you for your kindness. I very much appreciate it. Helping us keep the lights on, grow the channel. Thank you so very much. I love doing these watch parties. They are a very long show, about 4 hours, and we do more than anybody else out there, and it is a great time. We are going to be coming back here tomorrow to do the game, Michigan and Ohio State, so come join us. That's going to be a pretty fun game there at the Big House at Ann Arbor. So thank you, Nitwit. I appreciate it, sir. And I'm sure Penn State is going to do just fine finding their new head coach. And whoever that new head coach is going to be, I mean, they're going to wake up the next day and they're going to be like, I'm the head coach of Penn State. I'm the head coach of this program with that fan base, with this history, with this resources. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 3rd and 4, Ole Miss at their 24-yard line. Thank you, Nitwit. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. This is a big play here. Big play. Chambliss has got to connect. Chambliss has got to connect. Back to pass. He did connect. Oh, what a play by Lacey. First down, Ole Miss at their 40-yard line. It is snowing in Lincoln, Nebraska. The snow is coming down. First down and 10. Chambliss completes, dumps it off, about a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. It's freaking snowing in Nebraska. I can't, no freaking way. It's going to be snowing in Minnesota during the Minnesota-Wisconsin game. Buckle up. Buckle up. Back to pass. Chambliss rolling out. Good run. First down. First down, Ole Miss. 2nd and 7, Nebraska. It doesn't make sense to push Kiffin out, even if he's joining an interconference rival. They may never get a chance to be in the playoffs again. God, come on, guys. Come on now, Reggie. Come on. Without... You cannot... Incomplete. Ole Miss has to do Ole Miss has to do with whatever every other team is doing in December and January. You got to finish up your high school class. Man, these refs. What are the penalties in this game? What are the penalties in this game? You got to recruit. You got to go in the portal. You got to hire your new head coach. That head coach has got to be able to attract the best coaching staff. No, Ole Miss cannot allow that. Ole Miss cannot allow Lane Kiffin to control their schedule on building their team for next year. You can't let him coach. There is no way. Again, this is not Tulane. No disrespect to Tulane. This is not North Tech. This is Ole Miss in the Southeastern Conference. You cannot allow him to coach. And I hope to God that Lane Kiffin understands that. That might be Mississippi State's ball. That might be Mississippi State's ball. And we got to fight on the field. That might be Mississippi State's ball. We got to brawl. Ole Miss and Mississippi State fighting at the middle of the field. Oh boy. The tempers are hot. The pressure is on. Lane Kiffin is pissed. Okay, everybody settle down. Settle down. A lot of players are on the field. A lot of coaches. I don't know if that was a fumble or not. It could have been. Oh, I think they're going to call that an incomplete pass. I think they're going to reverse the call on that. That's an incomplete pass. Well, I don't know. It's close. It's close. The arm was going forward, though. The Ole Miss player had his hand on the Mississippi State guy's face mask throughout that whole scrum. Not a fumble. I think I agree with you, Nitwit. I don't think it was a fumble. Fred White, let Lane coach. I don't know how you let him coach. There's just no way. Unless you just want your football program to get a year behind the next year. Why would the Ole Miss athletic director, the Ole Miss president, and the Ole Miss fan base, the Ole Miss football program, why would they lay down and take the knee to Lane Kiffin? It makes no sense for him to let him coach. It doesn't do you any good. Okay, so Lane Kiffin, you have a better chance to win that first round playoff game. Okay, with Lane Kiffin, got it. But you are hurting, and you could go into a hole for next year and the year after that. You can't allow that to happen for your football program. national champion contender Ole Miss deserves to reserve the right for this Kiffin nonsense to be post-Rebel football. The ruling on the field is a fumble, and I don't think it is. I think they're going to overturn it. Where does Greg think Lane Kiffin ends up? I still think LSU. But, you know, if he ends up at Ole Miss, that's great. But what a crazy way to get to that decision. Man, I love rivalry week. (17-16), Iowa has the lead. Nebraska kicked a field goal. Iowa gets the ball back with 2:53 to go in halftime, and Iowa Hawkeyes will have the ball at the start of the second half. What are they ruling here? What are they ruling on the football field? Again, at halftime, I'm going to be taking about a 15 to 20 minute break at halftime. The call is overturned. And they're calling penalties on both teams. Blah, blah, blah. So we got nothing out of that. Third down. Thank you, Buckeye Greg. I will take a look at it. We got a 3rd and 8. Going back to pass. Blitz. 4th and 8. We got a 4th down. The first quarter, these offenses were on fire. The second quarter, nothing. And Chambliss has been way off on the second quarter. Way off. Not even close, really. Ole Miss is going to have to punt it. Back to Mississippi State. 3:20 to go in the half. Yeah, another big run against Nebraska's defense. Not a surprise. The Cornhuskers have not been able to stop the run all year. TJ Lateef, wide open Mississippi State receiver, first down and 10. First down and 10. Here we go, 2:54 to go in the first half. The Mississippi State Bulldogs going to try to drive and tie this game up. They start with the ball in the second half, by the way. They run it left, wide. Look at that run. 40, 35, 30, down to the 23-yard line. Big play, Mississippi State Bulldogs. Look at that downfield blocking by the wide receivers. No holding going on, nothing. All the way down to the 23-yard line. What a run. What a run by Mississippi State. They're knocking on the door. They're going to go left again. Nothing there. Second down and 10. Second down and 10. Yeah, the Hokies are killing it in recruiting. Absolutely correct. Expedition Greg. These refs in the Egg Bowl suck. Charisse Armistead. Utah 10, Kansas 7, end of the first half. 10-7. First down and 10, Iowa at the 2-minute timeout. They got the ball deep in Nebraska's territory. Well, not deep. At the 40-yard line of Nebraska. At the 40-yard line of Nebraska, Gronowski shotgun. Pitches it left. Another big running play by Iowa. Nebraska has no answers against the run. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Iowa's got all their timeouts. Plenty of time. They can keep running this ball if they want. 1:39 to go. 2nd and 2. They're going to run it again. Why not? Get that first down. Now at the 29-yard line. 1:30 to go. Again, the clock stops for a few seconds until the ball is in play for the refs. After first down, 1:30 to go. First down and 10. Nebraska with 3 down linemen. Iowa incomplete. The Ohio Bobcats 21, the Buffalo Bulls 7. And if you look at the MAC conference, who is going to play the Western Michigan Broncos in the Mid-American Championship game? Is it going to be the Toledo Rockets, the Ohio Bobcats, the Central Michigan Chippewas, or the Miami Redhawks? Mississippi State, after this 2-minute warning, they're going to have the ball. at the Ole Miss 22-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Mississippi State is down 14-7. Mississippi State down 7 points. Here we go, 2nd down and 10. 22-yard line. Taylor's shotgun. Man in motion. They're going deep. He threw that out of bounds. 3rd down and 10. Again, the quarterbacks in the second quarter have not been good. They were both excellent in the first quarter. The Iowa Hawkeyes are down at about the half-yard line of Nebraska. 1st and goal, 44 seconds to go in the half. The Iowa Hawkeyes are not having any problems moving against the porous Nebraska defense. Taylor, 3rd down and 10, shotgun. Back to pass. Bad pass, threw it behind the wide receiver. Not even close. Mississippi State's going to have to line this up for a field goal. Taylor has been way off. Chambliss has been way off ever since the first quarter. Field goal attempt, left hash mark. The kick is up. The kick is good. He has to make that catch even if it's behind him. Hands were on it. Yeah, he probably should have gotten it. It was a fastball, and it was behind him. He probably should have caught it. But again, the quarterbacks have been off in the second half. 2nd down and goal for the Iowa Hawkeyes. .145 to go. Ole Miss has all 3 of their timeouts. Let's see if Chambliss can get hot again here. Iowa timeout, 2nd down and goal at the 1-yard line, half-yard line. 17-16 Iowa over Nebraska. Chambliss rolling out, and it's batted down. Batted down by the linebacker, number 44. It's going to be 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Trinidad Chambliss started the game 7 for 7, and now he's 11 of 19. Back to pass. Complete! He threw it in a tight window there. 1st down, Ole Miss. First down and 10, minute and 25. Chambliss complete. 4-yard gain. It's going to be 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5, Ole Miss. The clock is ticking. 1:14, 1:13. Ole Miss still has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. They got the ball at their own 42-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Shotgun Chambliss. We've got single man, and he threw it to the single coverage. First down, Ole Miss. First down, Ole Miss. 56 seconds to go. Does Minneapolis have snow yet? Oh yeah, we got plenty of snow. We got plenty of snow. It came down. It came down earlier this week. We're going to have some more tomorrow. Touchdown, Iowa. Touchdown, Hawkeyes. Nebraska has given up 24 points to the Iowa Hawkeyes here in the first half. Well, Greg DeCooler took Nebraska to cover. I have no idea why. They're not going to cover this game. Plus 6.5 points. Back to pass Chambliss. And he broke out. First down at the Mississippi State's 26-yard line. 43 seconds to go. They still got 2 timeouts remaining. The clock is ticking. Back to pass Chambliss. Great pass. Caught. First down, Ole Miss. They're at the 11-yard line. They're looking to put 7 on the board. 30 seconds to go. Ole Miss is looking at putting 7 on the board, 11-yard line. Shotgun. And Chambliss is going to run it. Did not get much. Got a yard. 17 seconds. And they're going to have to call a timeout on that. Interesting play call by Ole Miss. 1 timeout remaining. 17 seconds to go in the half. At the 10-yard line, it's going to be 2nd down and 9. 1 timeout remaining, 17 seconds to go. Mississippi State does start with the ball at the start of the second half. Shotgun. Back to pass. Oh, they're calling that a touchdown. Touchdown, Ole Miss. What a catch. I thought he landed out of bounds. But that's... No, that's a touchdown. Holy smokes.
Touchdown! Touchdown!
Clean catch.
Touchdown!
Wow. What a big drive. 1:45 drive. Ole Miss is going to go up 11 here. That was a heck of a catch. Absolutely. Awesome catch. All right, guys, it's 21-10 at halftime here. I'm going to be taking a 15. All right, guys, I'll see you in the second half. All right? Appreciate it. I'll be back. First down, Mississippi State. They're down 21-10 to the Ole Miss Rebels. I have returned. Running that football. About 8 yards. Second down and 2, Mississippi State. They need some points on this drive. Michigan and Ohio State play tomorrow, and we are going to be doing the watch party of that game. Watch party, the game. The University of Ohio State Buckeyes, the reigning, defending national champions against the Michigan Wolverines, second and third, 48-yard line. Ole Miss, Mississippi State back to pass. Taylor dumps it off. Not much there. Maybe a yard. It's going to be third and about 1.5 yards. Kansas takes the lead. Jose. Iowa gets a first down as they are knifing the Cornhuskers defense. 3rd and 1. If you don't make it, you got to go for it on 4th. But they made it. Mississippi State first down at the Mississippi. Ole Miss 43-yard line. 43-yard line. Kansas takes the lead. Kansas 14, Utah 10. Again, Kansas has ran the ball for 176 yards on 30 carries. Utah's inability to stop the run here late in the season is costing them a shot to get to the college football playoffs. Mississippi State 2nd and 8. Put it out. Ooh, that was a great throw because it made it where the big old wide receiver could catch and run with it. That throw was so the receiver could get up and get going. Great play. Great pass. Look at that throw. It led the receiver downfield. Excuse me. Second and 8. They're going to go left with it. Cut back. It's going to be about 3rd and 3. Mississippi State finding some momentum in the running game here. Nitwit, and I can now confirm the next head coach at Penn State will not be Bob Chesney. Third and 3. Back to pass. Way behind the receiver. Once again, Taylor keeps throwing way behind the receiver here. 4th and 3. I think you got to go for it at this point. I would. You've got nothing to lose here, Mississippi State. Nothing to lose. Although you should have ran it there. Now they're going to kick the field goal. Kick is good. 21-13. My beloved Minnesota Golden Gophers play these Mississippi State Bulldogs in non-conference play next year. So my beloved Minnesota Golden Gophers are going to have to go up against this Taylor quarterback. And this guy, he's got some skills. I tell you, for a freshman, he's got some skills. Evil Badger. The Evil Badger is in the house. Thanks for coming on in. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, Evil Badger. Ryan Willett. $5 holla from the Evil Badger himself. Wouldn't it be funny if Kiffin and the Ole Miss athletic director announced an extension? They may do that. They may do that. But my question would be, not the best way to go about it, Lane Kiffin, because I think you endangered your football team by doing that. Just my opinion. It would be a very strange way to announce an extension. Announce it after you beat Mississippi State or you lose Mississippi State. Why would you not do it before the game? It really makes no sense to me. What position, thank you for the $5 holla, Evil Badger, appreciate it. What positions are Minnesota's biggest targets in the portal? Defensive tackle, offensive lineman, defensive tackle, offensive lineman, defensive tackle, offensive lineman, defensive tackle, offensive lineman, defensive tackle, offensive lineman. Exactly what it was in last year's portal, in which Golden Gopher fans, we thought that they had hit upon some of those portal acquisitions. Well, those portal acquisitions almost, not entirely, but almost completely did nothing. We missed on all of them. Some of them didn't even play a down for Minnesota because they were not cultural fits. In other words, they just were not going to be, they entered the program and they turned out not to be Fleck guys. If you're going to play for Fleck, you are going to sit in the first couple of rows in your classes. You are going to go to class. You're going to be on time in practice. If you can't do those simple things, you're not going to be playing. And that's what happened. We got some guys that were not used to the experience of a hard-nosed coach. Fumble, punt return. Oh, no! And it looks like it's going to be a safety for Iowa. Nebraska special teams gives up 2 points on a couple of fumbles on their punt return. First down, Ole Miss. First down, Ole Miss. They didn't come here to play school. And if you don't do that at Minnesota, you're not going to play football. That's just the way it is. Mississippi State got Ole Miss second and long here. Second and long. Nitwit is saying Josh Heupel. Nitwit is saying Josh Heupel of Tennessee. Wouldn't that be something? Back to pass. Going long. Oh, went through his hands. Oh, no. Wallace the third. There's a flag. Maybe we have holding or pass interference on Mississippi State again. Yep, we got holding on Mississippi State. If I was Ole Miss, I'd be taking shots downfield here. It doesn't seem like Mississippi State can really I don't know. At the 50-yard line, first down and 10, 21-13 Ole Miss. Ole Miss putting the pressure on the Bulldogs. Couple yards. Could be getting a targeting call in the Iowa-Nebraska game. Interesting. Matt Rule is pissed on the sidelines. Yeah, I can see that being targeting. Why not? Why not? He led with his helmet. He kind of launched at him. If it was Bob Chesney, it would have already been announced already. Evil Badger, Ryan Willie with another generous super chat. My goodness, what are the penalties in this Mississippi State Ole Miss game? Holy smokes. What? Yeah, they're not showing the penalties in the box score. The penalties in this Ole Miss Mississippi State game, well, it was not targeting. Iowa got the safety, and now they have the ball at the 50-yard line, and now it's getting chippy. Evil Badger. Greg, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving yesterday, but the Badgers will ruin your weekend tomorrow. I had a very good Thanksgiving. I hope you had a very good Thanksgiving yourself, Evil Badger. The battle for the axe is tomorrow in Huntington Bank Stadium. It's going to be 20-some degrees. It's going to be snowing during the football game. Buckle up, brace for impact, Evil Badger. Somehow, some way, the Golden Gophers are going to keep the axe home in Minnesota. It's going to be third and long for Ole Miss. Third and long for Ole Miss. Not looking good for Utah right now. This Kansas defense is getting into the groove of things. It's that Utah defense that can't stop the run game. Everybody's loading up and stopping and just running on the Utes. 4th and 12 for Utah at the Kansas 47-yard line. They're down 14-10, middle of the third quarter. We already have the axe, Bill G. The axe is already home. We're going to keep it home. We're going to keep it home, Bill G. We're going to keep it home. (21-13). 3rd and 6, Ole Miss at the 26-yard line of Mississippi State. Incomplete. 4th and 6, Ole Miss. Wallace drops another pass. Ole Miss field goal kicker has already missed one field goal today. It wasn't even close from 37 yards. This is a 43-yard attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it is good. It is good. (24-13). The Ole Miss Rebels ahead against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Kansas has got the football back, up 14-10 at their 40-yard line. Again, the Kansas Jayhawks is doing what the Kansas State Wildcats did to the Utah Utes. They're running the football, and then they're going to run the football, and then they're going to run the football again. 189 yards of rushing offense on 35 carries. Jalen Daniels is only 7 of 16. But the Jayhawks are hitting that running game hard against the Utah Utes. Hard. A lot of game left, but without a momentum shift, I think Nebraska is losing this one to Iowa. I put this up in, whoa, what did I do? What did I do there? Yikes. I don't know what I did there. I put this up at halftime. Nebraska hasn't finished above 500 in Big Ten Conference play for 8 straight seasons. 2025 might be number 9. The Cornhuskers are down 8 points at half. Currently 4-4 in Big Ten Conference play. So if Nebraska doesn't come back and win this football game, it's going to be the 9th straight season finishing below 500 in Big Ten Conference play. And there is no other football program in the Big Ten, I believe, that hasn't. I shouldn't say that, but I think every other Big Ten team has finished above 500 in Big Ten Conference play. Maybe Rutgers is the other one, but during that time. All right, Taylor, they sacked Taylor here. It's going to be second and long. Second and long for Mississippi State. They need points on this drive. Good running play. It's going to be third and about 6. I think Nebraska has to do whatever they possibly can to get Dylan Raiola back into Lincoln next year. I don't think TJ Lateef is ready. Since that UCLA game, I'm not seeing it, guys. Sorry, I'm not seeing it. First down, Mississippi State. Taylor, first down. I can't believe the PATC community doesn't want to see the Mad Gopher eat a cheeseburger. At least Moen picked Wisconsin. Well, Moen is a moron. Moen is a moron. Wisconsin is not going to beat Minnesota. Oh, fumble, Mississippi State. Oh, fumbled it again. Oh boy, it's going to be second and long. Mississippi State got the ball back. Big mistake by Mississippi State. Raiola is off to Tech or Georgia next year. Wow. Wouldn't that be something if Dylan Raiola went to Georgia Tech? I don't think he's going to go to Georgia. I don't think Georgia would take him. Gunnar Stockton is coming back next year, right? But Georgia Tech losing Haynes King. Haynes King is done after this year. But then again, Dylan Raiola doesn't really meet the doesn't fit the offense at Georgia Tech. We got a third down and long for the Bulldogs. Ole Miss is up 24-13. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. We are not able to play the mariachi music because the game is not within 10 points. Rolling out. Taylor. Nothing there. Mississippi State's going to have to punt it. The Ole Miss Rebels defense has come up big. How many penalties has Ole Miss had on their football team this game? And how many penalties on Mississippi State? I have not seen the numbers yet, but it's got to be pretty remarkable. Ole Miss going to start it off at the 23-yard line. First down and 10. Kansas, at the end of the third quarter, Kansas has the football at Utah's 24-yard line, first down and 10. Kansas is putting a lot of pressure on Utah. A lot of pressure on Utah. Iowa's got the ball 26-16 against Nebraska at the 29-yard line, middle of the third quarter. Raiola headed to Vanderbilt. Moen picked Wisconsin just to tweak Greg's nose. I did not know he picked, I did not watch their show last night. Thank you, Stormy Cyclone. Driving to Chicago, but listening in. Thank you, Stormy. Oh, yeah, Utah has been trailing. No question about it. Kansas got it first and goal at Utah's 10-yard line. They have ran the ball for 217 yards. 217 yards, Kansas, with 1 quarter left to go. Utah has had a very good season, but here at the end, their weakness has showed up greatly. Where is Nebraska's defense on that? Holy smokes. Big completion by Iowa. Pass complete to the tight end after the quarterback Gronowski got pass rushed, and that play took forever. Why was there not any Cornhuskers over there on that side of the field? Iowa with a huge play. And then Patterson runs for 9 yards. Nebraska Cornhuskers, their defense looks like the Minnesota Golden Gophers defense. It's as poor as the Golden Gophers defense. If Texas beats Texas A&M, still misses out, right? Well, they're gonna need help. Texas is going to need help. Ole Miss! Incomplete. First down and 10. Wallace had his defender beaten, but Chambliss just threw it up there too high. Texas is going to they're going to need help. I think it's going to be very difficult, but not impossible. Not impossible. Not impossible, Texas doesn't squeeze in. I think the chances are very, very low, though. Big run play by Ole Miss. It looks like Ole Miss. It might have been a holding on Ole Miss. Hold on, people. Hold on. Maybe a penalty on Ole Miss. Maybe a penalty on Ole Miss. Yes, they called a holding call. Wow. Wow. Iowa Hawkeyes, 2nd and goal. Pass intercepted. Utah intercepted Kansas. Wow. Jalen Daniels pass intercepted. Touchback. The Utes got the play they needed on defense. Wow. Monster play. Chambliss gets taken down. It's going to be 2nd and long. Third and goal for Iowa. Pass complete, Ole Miss. It's going to be 3rd and about 5 at the Mississippi State's 42-yard line. 3rd and 5 at Mississippi State's 42-yard line. Iowa, Gronowski, touchdown, Hawkeyes. Touchdown, Hawkeyes. Now they're blowing the doors off the Cornhuskers. Chambliss back to pass. Completes it. Might have been his best pass of the day. Tight window. Good coverage. Got it in there to Stribling. First down, Ole Miss, and now Ole Miss is about to shut the door down on the Mississippi State Bulldogs in the Egg Bowl. 50-yard line. Ole Miss is driving. Up 11. They just got to get some points up on the board here. One more drive with points. Completion. 43-yard line. Iowa 33, Nebraska 16. Iowa has shredded the Cornhuskers once again, just like Iowa shredded the beloved Golden Gophers. Although the shredding of the Gophers was a lot worse. Ole Miss, first down. They're about to shut the door here. Steven Sipple, 93.7, Nebraska beat writer. A lot of fans are heading toward the exit signs in Lincoln, Nebraska. Iowa has had 75, 75, and 71-yard TD drives against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Ole Miss is going to win this thing. Horrible decision by Jalen Daniels. Jalen Daniels, 8 of 18, 2 interceptions. Greg, do you mean their D is like Swiss cheese? I guess. We got a 2nd and 5. Ole Miss is driving. End of the third quarter. They are about to win this football game. And then we're going to have to wait if what Lane Kiffin does next. His decision. Hopefully the announcement comes tonight or this Saturday. In Ole Miss, they still have a chance to get to the Southeastern Conference Championship game, but probably not. They're probably going to finish 11-1 and either be ranked number 7 or number 6 in the country for the playoffs if Lane Kiffin comes back. If Lane Kiffin does not come back, where is the playoff selection committee going to rank Ole Miss? I got a feeling that they might be placed behind, I don't know, a Notre Dame. Maybe not in Oklahoma because they beat Oklahoma. We shall see. Not a good look for Matt Rule. Nebraska needs to go hard to the portal. What I love about Thanksgiving, no one puts cheese on any of its meats. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I want to thank Bill G, PSU, Penn State Nitwit, the Evil Badger, for your generosity today. I appreciate it. Helping us keep the lights on, grow the channel. These watch parties are longer shows, but very enjoyable, of course, because we all love college football. And I want to thank everybody to join us, putting their comments down in the chat room. Tomorrow, Saturday, the last regular season weekend of the season, we are going to be doing the watch party of the game, the Buckeyes and the Wolverines. So come join us about 15 minutes before kickoff. Georgia plays Georgia Tech next. Georgia Tech is not the ACC's best team. Don Scruggs, that defense could not stop me. The Rambling Rex defense could not stop me. I don't think that's going to be a competitive game at all. At all. By the way, Greg the Cooler has started out 0-2 thus far. Greg the Cooler was 0-5 last week. Greg the Cooler has not been Greg the Gold for the last 2 months. It has been absolutely horrific. And I predicted Michigan to cover the spread against the Buckeyes. So congratulations to the Buckeyes for winning the football game by at least 28 points. A blowout. Eva Badger, Super Chat. 2nd and 5, Ole Miss. I'll be watching football all day tomorrow because I'll be snowed in 6 to 10 inches tomorrow. Yes, snow is coming for Wisconsin and Illinois and in Minnesota. It's going to be, the snow is going to be coming down during the Badger Gopher game, which is nothing unusual. Nothing unusual about that. Yeah, Eva Badger, get your grocery shopping done today and then just strap in tomorrow. The little general is supposedly going to a party tomorrow. Her friend is going to pick her up, drive her back home. So it might be where I got the whole day taking care of my mother, packed in here, and watching college football. 2nd down and 10, Ole Miss. They're about to shut the door on Mississippi State. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10. 13:52 to go in the 4th quarter. There is 3:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. Touchdown! Ole Miss! What a throw, what a catch. And that should do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Touchdown!
That should do it, ladies and gentlemen. Ole Miss has come into Mississippi State. They have come into the Egg Bowl. And they have demonstrated their dominance. That is a clear touchdown. The Ole Miss Rebels are going to win this football game. Bulldogs have nothing for them anymore. 31-13. Don Scruggs, Yankees, I have a truck. I'll come save you. Well, Don Scruggs, I'm sure your truck does not have winter tires on. Don't even bother. Don't even bother bringing up your southern truck here into Wisconsin and Minnesota. It will never last. It will never last. Greg the Gold is like a unicorn. Nobody has seen either. Wow. Wow. Tony. Tough Tony. Wait till next year. Next year is the year. I don't care how stupid I am. I don't care that I am the original Minnesota moron. It doesn't matter. Because next year, it is statistically impossible for me to be a loser. There's no way I can go 5 years in a row with a losing record. And it's not just a few games below 500. It's a whole bunch of games below 500 every single year. It can't happen next year. I can make my predictions standing on my head. I can make my predictions drunk. I can have the little general make my picks for me. It doesn't matter the process. Statistically, it's impossible for me to predict in front of you all the games against the spread and I don't have a winning record next year. So if I was you, Tough Tony, Studzilla, Expedition Greg, Don Scruggs, if I was you, I'd hitch a ride on this thing, baby. Next year, I would hitch a ride on this winner. Yep, that you heard me correct. 2026, it's Greg the winner. It's happening. It's happening. Bill G. Culver's is one of the best burgers out there in case one needs to eat a cheeseburger. No! I'm not going to be eating no cheeseburger. The Golden Gophers are going to defeat the Evil Badgers. Thank you, Ryan Willie. Thank you for the $5 holler. I do appreciate it very much. Thank you very, very much. Okay, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up. These games are all a blowout. All of them are a blowout. One more thing, though, I want to say here. For the first time in NFL history, the National Football League, for the very first time, a Minnesota Golden Gopher quarterback is going to be starting an NFL football game. Max Brosmere will be making his first NFL start against the Seattle Seahawks. J.J. McCarthy still in concussion protocol and is officially out. Max Brosmere, the Golden Gopher of last year, the first NFL start of any Golden Gopher football player, any other Golden Gopher quarterback. Now, Tony Dungy was the starting quarterback of the Gophers, and he started as a safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the first Golden Gopher quarterback starting a NFL game as a quarterback happening this Sunday, Max Brosmere. So, congratulations. That is one curse that has been broken. That has been one curse that has... Why can't there be other curses that can be broken? Georgia Tech, Don Scruggs, Tony, you won't believe what Kansas just did. What did Kansas just do? I don't know, but Utah is suddenly up 24-14. Kansas. Kansas, Rock, Chalk, Jayhawk. Okay, guys, I want to thank you all for joining us. Join us tomorrow. We're doing the Buckeyes, Wolverines, the game. The game is happening tomorrow. And again, when are we going to find out the announcement of Lane Kiffin staying at Ole Miss or going to LSU? Hopefully it happens tonight. It definitely has to happen tomorrow. A lot of drama in college football. I want to thank you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please you all take great care of each other. And as always, God, family, golden gold.